Know that next year there's going to be a new member of the board no matter what. Sheila Kuehl is retiring. District 3 is going to get a new Board of Supervisor representative, and one of the people who wants to be in that job is the current state senator for the area, Henry Stern. He joins us now live. Senator Stern, good to have you with us.
How you doing, Alex?
Doing well. We want to talk about your big endorsement from Kim Kardashian in a second, which is kind of wild. But before we get to that, let's talk for a moment about George Gascón. You just heard what Catherine Barger said. Do you support the recall of George Gascón?
I don't really support recalls in general. I think they're awfully expensive, and if you don't like somebody, vote them out the old-fashioned way. I mean, that's my default. But I do think there are valid criticisms, not just of the DA, but of the zero bail policy in general. And, you know, I'm running against the architect of that from the state legislature, a colleague of mine who put that in place. So, you know, Gascón takes a lot of the heat on our failings on criminal justice policy, but I think there's more blame to go around.
You're talking about State Senator Bob Hertzberg, who you are running against, but I guess that was not totally an answer. So, I mean, because Catherine Barger said the same thing. She said before today, I don't really like the concept of recalls, but this has gotten so bad that this is such a dire situation that I am going to endorse it.
And if I may add, State Senator Stern, that she joins the list. We mentioned this long list of people who support this endorsement or the recall. That is LA Association of Deputy District Attorneys. His own people who work for him support this. The LA Police Protective League, the LA County Professional Peace Officers Association all support this effort to recall Gascón.
Yeah, no, I get why law enforcement's frustrated and they feel like, you know, they're the target sometimes too. So that's all got to change. We've got to change the whole attitude about defunding the police in general. So, you know, all the criticisms are not wrong. I'm just saying, if you don't like him, vote him out on a general election. And, you know, I didn't support the current DA. I supported the former DA. So I wasn't on the team, but I don't know. The last time we did a recall, it cost taxpayers $300 million. So that's the fiscal part of me says wait till the next election.
That's the Newsom recall, which, of course, was not successful. Let's talk about something else. It's a little more fun, right, Marla?
Oh, yeah. You got, speaking of endorsements, this is quite the endorsement this week. Just a couple of days ago, Kim Kardashian posted this to her 315 million Instagram followers.
I just got off of a call with Senator Henry Stern, and it left me feeling really hopeful. And I just wanted to share the message with you that I really feel like we need people like him in office, because these environmental disasters don't get resolved overnight. And I met him when we were fighting for the Santa Susana Field Lab and the cleanup on that, and I've just learned so much from him. And
all right, so she mentions this environmental disaster meeting you. Talk to us more about that effort.
I mean, I didn't think as an environmental attorney that getting on Keeping Up with the Kardashians was going to be the turning point and trying to clean up a radioactive dump site. It's out in Chatsworth, Simi Valley, the Santa Susana Field Lab. It's where we tested nuclear rockets to go to the moon. Turned out it was a really bad idea, and all that radioactivity is still out there in those hills, and we need to clean it up. And so Kim stepped up to back up some moms out there who didn't have 330 million followers to be a voice for them, and helped us with our legislation and been pushing the Boeing company to clean it up. So I love to see when celebrities in LA use their voice for good. And I think it's hopefully a powerful endorsement. Hopefully people don't look at just the glam, but the substance too.
And people may not know that you grew up around Hollywood. Your father was in Home Alone, Daniel Stern, and you certainly know the ability to use your platform for good. But Kim Kardashian's on like a whole nother level, right? I mean,
my dad feels really jealous because we put out. He endorsed me too. It was not as good of an endorsement, I will tell you. And his following on Instagram is like. Anyway, it was a humbling moment for the Stern family.
Yeah, I mean, but talk about that. I mean, that's got to be wild. I mean, Kim Kardashian is one of the biggest stars in the entire world, and you don't necessarily associate her with the LA County Supervisors race. When you saw that, what went through your mind, and what's the reaction been like since?
I mean, reaction's been huge. I've been surprised. You know, you spend all the money on mailers and TV ads. No one really cares. People are paying attention in their social media these days. So that was a wonderful surprise. And honestly, she's a very humble and hardworking person, and really sharp too. So I mean, she's been strategic about how to use this platform, also to push the former administration, because the Trump administration had cleanup to do too. So I've just seen her in a different light, I guess, than just at the red carpet. And so you know, I'm honored. My dad too, my mom too, nurses and firefighters, and you know, all the rest of them. So it's a good thing.
All right. Well, of course, one of the biggest issues plaguing LA County by far is that of homelessness. So if you become supervisor, you have such a powerful role. What would be the thing that you would do to help fix this problem? What do you think that is?
We won't solve homelessness without the county. And everyone's worried about the mayor's race right now and sort of focused on who's going to be the next LA mayor. But the county pays the lion's share of homelessness services, and they're not doing their job. I'd dramatically ramp up the number of mobile psychiatric workers. We're not doing mental health care on the street. I led an audit, actually, the county, which is part of what inspired me to run, found about $1 billion sitting there, unspent, taxpayer money, that should be going to field psychiatrists and public health nurses to go get people back on their meds, stabilize them, because people aren't able to take housing when they're having a mental health crisis or they're severely addicted to drugs. And so, you know, people talk about housing first, but it also needs to be care first. And so those two have to go together, and county's got to stop stalling those monies.
Well, this race is so important. Your opponents, you mentioned one of them is Bob Hertzberg, the longtime state senator, was the Speaker of the Assembly before that. Lindsay Horvath, also running. She's a Democrat who's a West Hollywood City Council member, former mayor of that city. This job itself, you got 2 million constituents. The board itself has a budget of over $40 billion.
It's incredible.
Overseeing law enforcement, overseeing public health. We saw with the pandemic how much power there is in terms of the board. So I hope that people take this job seriously, do their research, and go out there and vote. The top 2 finishers will advance in this to a runoff in November. Henry Stern, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your views. Best of luck out on the campaign trail.
Hey, thanks a lot, Alex, and thanks for having me on.